Hi guys,
Hello.
sorry, the camera kind of just went crazy and stopped recording when Laura was reacting to
weird.
Roald Dahl. That was weird, but yeah, I'll stick the two together.
That was a fucking awesome story.
Yeah, so carrying on from Roald Dahl. So yeah, I really feel that he was kind of like Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Where he likes to do stuff that's slightly stick and slightly twisted. And like the boys from Inside Number 9.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah, I kind of love anything like that.
Yeah.
In a way. But yeah, you're right, for getting out of book slumps, that kind of thing is so good.
I never would have thought to turn to short story, but I loved the cover, I picked it up, I looked at the first page, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
But that's the way to do it,
instantly bought that copy, and I started reading it. And I remember I was messaging you and Sarah, I was like, holy shit, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to invest in more Jane Campbell, but I really quite like to read Roald Dahl's short story collections.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Tales of the Unexpected are very, very interesting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the TV series though, because even though they do his stories, there are a load of stories that aren't his, that they just wrote and put under his name. Yeah. But the actual, stories are, and there's that one about the bees with, famously, it's Timothy West is in the TV series where it's the man with his wife and they've had a child, but they had lost children before, or she had miscarriages and stuff, and he's determined that this child is going to grow strong and everything, and he's obsessed with bees, and he feeds the child this honey from this particular bee, I think it's the queen bee or something, and to make it strong, and the baby's fine, but he starts taking it himself and he actually turns into a bee. And famously, it ends.
It's a bit Kafka-esque.
I know. I know it's weird, but it ends with him turning around in Timothy West, and he's holding it, and you can see all the on his arms, and he's buzzing. He actually buzz as he talks, and then he turns around and she just screams, and it's a shot of her screaming, but it freezes with her opening her mouth, and you hear the scream. And then it does that weird special effect where it's all screen and then it goes smaller and smaller and then it starts buzzing about the sea as she screams. It's really weird. Yeah. I'll have to look up on YouTube for you later.
Please don't. It's fine. It's honestly.
But yeah, the Tales of the Unexpected are very, very interesting. Roald Dahl. I think he was an amazing man where he could really write for children, but he could certainly write for adults
even if you think about his writing for children,
they're incredibly dark.
They are really dark.
And I don't think people realise, and I think it's because of rereading it as an adult, like how nasty Willy Wonka is.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka's
a fucked up son of a bitch.
He is.
He really is. And even if, my favourite book as a kid growing up was Matilda.
Yeah.
And Matilda, the neglected outcast, who finds her soulmate in another neglected outcast who happens to be a teacher, and they read all these things, and she finds this thing she can do because her brain is so extraordinary.
I vividly remember from the very, very first reading of Matilda, the bit where she goes to Miss Honey's house and how shocked she is that she puts her wrist up against the wall and she wipes it and it's whitewash that's come off on her wrist. I distinctly remember that line.
Yeah.
It was whitewash.
Yeah.
It was. There's something about that.
We had the audiobook. It was Jenny Agutter.
Yeah, Jenny Agutter.
That read the audiobook.
But the new audiobook, which is the one that I have on iTunes, that is Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
I like her version.
She's got a very good voice.
But there's something about the gentility of Jenny Agutter's accent, especially when she's talking as Miss Honey.
Because Jenny Agutter,
there's something about the way that she gives the performance of Miss Honey.
She's got that
audiobook.
She's got that old school enunciation thing going on, hasn't she? Though.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think going back to book slumps, to get out of a book slump, I think you have to hit a point where you're like, I'm fucking sick of this now.
Yeah.
And grab it by the balls.
Yeah.
Read a short story. That is literally 30, 40 pages long.
Yeah.
That's short and sharp and shocking to get you out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I listen to audiobooks and such all the time, and I was still listening to audiobooks now as I was walking around the literature festival and everything. But I found myself more and more drawn to music than audiobooks and radio plays.
See, I've actually only got one audiobook, and the rest are radio plays.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
I've got Frankenstein, which we'll talk about later.
Yes, Dan Stevens, fantastic Frankenstein.
It is.
It's wonderful.
I find radio plays easier to listen to somehow.
Yeah, because I listen to the radio a lot. A lot of people in my office cannot understand how I can sit and work and listen to a radio play at the same time, or listen to the Archers, or listen to an audiobook. And it's just because I'm used to it. And it was so interesting because when Lethal White came out, and I told a friend of mine who's also a work colleague, oh my God, I've taken the day off so I can sit in my home, in my quiet and read it. I just went, hang on, you listen to radio plays and audio, but you do several things at the same. How on earth can you do? Why are you doing that? And I went, because I've been waiting 2-3 years for this, and there's some things that I have to be in my space. I have to, you know. But yeah, I was listening more and more to music instead. During the literature festival, because I mean I do listen to music a lot, but there are times for example at the moment on Audible I'm listening to John Finnemore's Souvenir Programme. I listen to all 7 series one after the other. I don't have breaks in between them because I'm dedicated to listen to that. Whereas during the literature festival, I'd listen to one track from one album and then suddenly I go, oh right, I want to listen to that musical. I want to listen to that soundtrack. I was dotting here, there, and everywhere with it.
See,
so
I have to do that with radio plays as well because I got the Bronte box set.
Yeah.
I'm currently listening to Shirley, and apart from a couple of highlights, Shirley is really dull.
I like the character of Shirley.
The character of Shirley is great.
Very interesting.
Yeah, the homoeroticism in it is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing in it. It is a definite thing there.
Yeah.
But the story, dull as dishwater.
Yeah.
Not your finest moment, Charlotte Bronte.
Kind of the sort of peasant revolt thing that happens.
Weird.
But yeah, but plot-wise, that's the only kind of big thing that really happens.
The rest of it is just kind of...
The rest is just like, oh, I'm brooding over this man that I love, but I can't have him. Meanwhile, oh, hi, Shirley, let's go shopping.
Yeah,
you know,
Shirley's like, I'm not marrying anyone. Why on earth would I marry that? There's only one person in this village I love, and that happens to be a woman. Except she's not a woman that I can actually be with because I'm Victorian, and that hasn't even occurred to me. Oh, no. I love her because she's my daughter, because I had a baby when I was 18. And I'm sat there.
That felt kind of Dickensian, that thing with the baby, and it just kind of...
Do you know what Shirley feels like to me?
What?
Shirley feels like Charlotte Bronte going, I'm a writer. What can I think of that can happen next? I actually think Jane Eyre, and I've said it before, Jane Eyre is Charlotte's best book, but I think Jane Eyre was Charlotte's cry of rage.
Oh yeah.
There's no passion in Shirley.
No.
To speak of, is there? I think Jane Eyre was literally where she'd had enough. And it's the rage and it's the passion, and the fact of the matter is this woman invented Edward Rochester. I can't even remember the names of the blokes in Shirley, can you?
I really enjoyed in that box set though. I really liked the Agnes Grey.
Yeah, it was alright.
I thought that was a good drama.
Yeah,
it was only like an hour and a half long or something.
I read the book last year, and I must admit, again, that's another I'm a writer moment. Whereas Tennant is full of passion and anger and frustration.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't have anything to compare Wuthering Heights to with Emily.
Yeah.
But then I think Emily was just a particularly different type of person to either of her sisters.
Yeah.
And I haven't listened to The Professor or Villette yet. But I'm really sort of getting to the point with Shirley where I'm like, could we be done now?
But
Like, can we be done
yeah,
now?
but I do love listening to radio plays a lot, and especially I love the Jane Eyre. The Wuthering Heights one in that Bronte set, I have to say, the most recent one. I mean, it was okay, but they skipped out big chunks, and I'm like, no, I don't like that.
Frankly, I've had more passion ordering coffee from Starbucks. It's all a bit.
The Wuthering Heights radio play from like about, I think, is a decade or more ago.
Is brilliant.
That's like 5 hours long. It's wonderful.
I think that was. I remember listening.
It's
to
Amanda
that.
Root, isn't it?
I
yes,
remember
Amanda
listening
Root.
to that when it aired on Classic Serial.
Yeah.
Because we used to go through a period, our Sundays, where they were very structured. It would be, Dad would go to the paper shop about 10 a.m, get the Sunday Times, Mum would cook Sunday lunch listening to the Archers, we'd eat Sunday lunch, you guys would go in the front room, and then I would take my crumble and custard and go upstairs and listen to Classic Serial at 3 p.m. on Radio 4. And I remember listening. It must be that Wuthering Heights.
I think it must be, yeah.
Because I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Which means it can't have been 10 years ago, because I was 25 10 years ago.
Oh, well, there you go.
It must be like 20 years ago, more like.
It's such a good drama.
But it's so good, because it feels authentic.
Yeah.
And I remember the music. I loved the music that they used in it.
Yeah, music's beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
But radio plays is a way that you could break out that slump. But for as you were saying, that you've been listening to radio plays and such, whereas for me, I listened to a lot of radio plays and I went to music. But it was just something different, something.
Yeah.
And maybe that was that thing. I yearned for something different, so therefore I picked up that book.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was on a massive table with like a slap bang in the middle of about 7 rows of books, and probably each row had about 7 to 10 different books on it. It was a massive table, and it was slap bang in the middle, and that was the one I went for. And I was like, yeah, this is great. And it broke my slump. So and it's made me want to read more short books, short stories. So
short stories are fantastic if they're done well.
Yeah.
If they're done well, they are so powerful and so like, just power. Because I think a writer that uses sparsity of language for maximum effect is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's part of the reason why you didn't enjoy Sense and Sensibility, because she didn't half waffle on.
She did waffle on.
She waffled.
And she didn't have much dialogue to help break the waffle. Bless her. But it's first book.
But I think I can feel myself coming out of my slump.
That's great. And it's really weird, because when I got out of it, I kind of felt like I'm me again. Because I felt like almost, it's going to sound probably a bit weird, but I felt almost kind of like I was like within my, you feel you've lost your energy.
You don't have that passion.
You don't have,
and
that
passion,
drive.
Passion for anything requires energy. You've got to give it love to get the love.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the energy,
you're
not going to get the love.
Yeah. And I remember, because that day, the actual minute that I bought it was when Sally Field stepped into the and do you remember I was elbowing my way out, and I was like, oh, fresh air. I was sending you messages.
I was like, the Queen is here.
Yeah.
I adore Sally Field.
Yeah, but I was like elbowing my way out, and I was like, fresh air. And then I opened the book and I sat on the soaking wet step in front of Town Hall, because you couldn't sit anywhere within it because of the crowd to meet Sally Field. And I just sat there on a soaking wet step reading.
She will always be my Nora Walker.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Brothers and Sisters is a series that she was in that I love. And she played the matriarch of the Walker family. And she's wonderful in it. She's just such an amazing, amazing actress.
Yeah.
And she's so beautiful.
Oh, she is.
She's absolutely
really
beautiful.
Small, really petite lady.
Oh, yeah, you could put her in your pocket.
Yeah, she's a Polly Pocket.
They still sell those,
I know. But so I feel I'm myself again. I'm more open to other things because I went for something different. And you're doing really well with your reading.
I'm just trying to figure out, where did I start yesterday? No, no.
I can actually look because you messaged me, didn't you? The page
Was it
number.
yesterday or was it the day before?
Let's have a look. But you're cracking on really well with that, aren't you?
Put it
I'm
this
so
way,
excited for you to get to chapter 55.
I was on chapter 32. I was on page 265.
Yeah.
And I'm now on 468.
Yeah.
And I've done that in 2 days.
Yeah.
Which, considering that I've spent the best part of 5 months in a book slump,
yeah,
is fucking miraculous.
Brilliant.
So, thank you, JK.
Yay, JK.
Love you, JK.
We love you, JK. Forever.
And I know you're going to snatch my wig in the next
it's a
little bit.
You know, it's really hard when you're a person who's read the book. And the person who's not read it, especially with crime, is guessing certain things. And I'm going, I can't say a word, I can't say a word. And it's just like...
She's going to snatch my wig. I can see it. I've got that much to go. And at the rate I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to give it a good crack.
Yeah. But I can't wait to get to chapter 55.
The thing is I want to finish it because I want us to make a video so we can talk about it properly.
Yeah. So on that note, should we stop so you
let's
can read
Let's stop so I can read, yes.
But anyway, so that's book slumps.
That's why book slumps are bitches and how to get out of them.
Yeah, and they wear you down. They're really hard, but once you break through, it's like a breath of fresh air. You know, you can breathe again.
I just got Freddie going, I want to break free.
I want to break free. Gonna see you tomorrow. We're going to go see it tomorrow. We're so excited! Yes.
Because we're British, you can't be British and not be a fan of Queen.
Can I just be so excited the fact that we get the film first in regards to not an inside... Because you know how sometimes it's so frustrating when you've got... Because depending on who made it and everything, where it could be, you know, something that's very British, but the American audience get it
first
3 weeks before us, and it's like, no, it's ours. You know, kind of, you know what I mean? You can feel that frustration. But we get it first.
Tomorrow...
Tomorrow is going to be...
Tomorrow is going to be an emotional day.
Yes, it's going to be
because...
Look, right, you know, you guys, you probably would have seen, I saw A Star Is Born last Saturday. I absolutely fell in love with it. I've been obsessively listened to the soundtrack ever since. But Laura here hasn't had a chance to watch it.
I haven't.
Because her cinema is absolute rubbish.
Seriously? A Star Is Born?
It's been out for 2 weeks.
Do you know when they had it on? Considering my schedule with the kids and everything else, they had it on at 4:45 and 8:30.
Oh, sucks.
And I'm sorry, I'm not going to go and see something at 8:30.
Yeah,
I'll fall asleep.
Yeah, here they're showing it like 5 or 6 times a day. So, and there's one at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
So that's what we're going to do.
So that'll end about 12:30, and then 1 o'clock it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bo rap, bitches.
Bo rap. And our parents went today, and they loved it. So we've got the seal of approval from our parents that it's a good film.
Our dad
loves Queen.
I mean, we grew up listening to him.
And we grew up listening to such great music, didn't we? Throughout the house, it was like, you know, Queen, Bruce Springsteen. Then we had, because Dad is obsessed with it, like Neil Young, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin.
Actually,
we had so much music flowing through our house.
Bradley Cooper reminds me of Neil Young, the way he sings.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow's going to be exciting.
Tomorrow's going to be very emotional. So we're going to do that tomorrow as well.
But anyway, we'll go so Laura can carry on reading. Yes. Chapter 55.
I need to finish.
Yes. So
I need to let JK go.
Yes. Yeah, because that's what we wanted to do.
She's going to kill me because this is what she does.
Yeah.
This woman has planted seeds. I do not know our seeds. And I know she's going to snatch me bald, and I cannot wait. So,
and on that note, we'll say bye-bye and thank you for watching.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.